is the 19th of the month. That means it's Juneteenth, a federal holiday in the U.S., which means many of you have the day off. But that has not always been the case. The fight to get Juneteenth on the federal holiday calendar was a long one, led by Opal Lee, also known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. She spearheaded a campaign that included walking from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C. to raise awareness, and an online petition that received more than 1.6 million signatures. Ultimately, President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law. You see the video right there. That was June the 17th, 2021. Joining us now to dig into the history of this day is Mr. Ernest Crim III, an educator and author. Great to have you here.
Great to have you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. You know, we talk about Juneteenth, and for a lot of people, it's a word that's only kind of been in the vocabulary for about 4 years, obviously, since we saw the former president, signing it into law. What is the significance of this day for you, and what do you think should be the significance of this day for everybody out there?
I think what's significant about Juneteenth is it represents what we as black people have done to give meaning to our experience here. I think it's important to note that we've had several other Emancipation Days throughout the course of history. When the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, for instance, you have some black folks who were celebrating on January 1st. Mm-hmm. You have some folks throughout history who celebrated in May, for example. I think it just speaks to the agency we've had to put into place to gain our freedom throughout the course of history. And also it speaks to the fact that not everybody achieved liberation on the same day. Right. I think it speaks to the totality of the American experience and what independence truly means for all of us. It's
incredible that it was years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed that word finally got down to Galveston, Texas, yes, to inform the slaves that slavery was over, and that is why it's this date, yes, on the calendar. Why do you think it took so long to get to this place?
Well, there are a few reasons. For one, we have to keep in mind that these laws could only be enforced if you had military might. So we know people gossip, people tell stories. Sure. So black people in Texas, some of them knew, right? But you also have to keep in mind that would you be willing to risk your life to run away or to leave if you knew you did not have anybody backing you up? So in many cases, what Gordon Granger did with those several thousand Union troops and the nearly 10,000 black troops who came to help enforce throughout the year was give that reinforcement to say that now you can exercise that freedom. This was also to the story of enslavers who wanted to take advantage of them for as long as they could. And in fact, there were some black people who remained enslaved because they did not have that protection.
Even after this day?
Even after. You have some black folks, not just in Texas, but in Oklahoma, whose Emancipation Day came much later. And you have some folks who stayed on plantations throughout the South, not realizing they were actually free.
Now let's move a century and a half later to today. We were talking during the break, the scaling back of DEI programs. How does that kind of overlay this holiday this year?
Yeah, I think it's very ironic because you speak to the fact that there was a delay in information then that meant that we weren't able to learn that we were free, and think about what that means now in terms of the connection to us not being able to talk about that. It's quite ironic. And then you make that broader connection of us not being able to legally read and write throughout American history. To me, it reveals a cycle of oppression. It reveals the desire to kind of keep us in a place and not truly realize that not only were we free that day, where it was confirmed that day, mm-hmm, but also too there was so much more work to do. And I think it's also important to note that black people have been fighting for their freedom in this country since 1619, since 1526. It was just confirmed with military might and law on that day and after the Civil War.
You're a former high school teacher. You told me Roseland and Joliet.
Yes.
How do you use a day like today as a teachable moment to teach young people sort of the history isn't always what's in the old history books?
Yeah, it's important to understand. And when I was in the classroom, I would let folks know that, for one, this was being celebrated since 1866, but for most people, it did not reach our public consciousness until 2020. So it's to let us know as a community, and especially black folks, that we don't wait on the government to proclaim our freedom and to also celebrate ourselves, but to also realize, again, like I said before, that this is a work in progress. And my true belief is in America, we're not all free unless we are, unless every community is free, not just black folks.
We were looking at video of some of the Juneteenth celebrations in our area. If you're interested in finding one near your house, go to our website, cbschicago.com. Walks you through all of it. Thank you for walking us
Thanks
through
for having me
all
again.
of that. Really appreciate it. Ernest Crim III, great to see you again.